So that's Tribe versus Indians. I think I'm talking a lot. So I think right now might be a good chance to break for a second and take a few questions on some of the stuff that I've covered at this point.
Nelson, what's the cost?
What does it cost?
Yeah.
We'll get to that. That's here. Questions on stuff that I've covered to this point. We'll go that way.
You talked about 5 practices a week, but yet I only heard you talk about Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evening practices, and then something on the weekend. Can you describe how that
Last week
works?
we went Saturday morning and Sunday evening.
And are those all then, are the weekends more mandatory than, I mean, how
The
does that work?
You know, what we've told people in the past, if you can make one weeknight session and one weekend session,
Okay.
you know, that would probably be a good place to start. And with that part of it, if your son's in a fall or winter sport, that is undoubtedly the priority. If you have a religious commitment, that is the priority. A school commitment, that is the priority. If you say, hey, you know, I'm going to be whatever, I'm the godfather of my niece, that is the priority, okay? Family, school, faith, take care of that stuff, you know, we get it, I understand, I encourage it. And fall sports, and winter sports.
The Saturday, Sunday, is that team specific, or is that in the group environment, like you were talking Tuesday through Thursday?
Good question. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are open up to the high school program. Okay, and what we've seen is, you know, roughly 40% of the kids show. Saturday and Sunday, we'll break down the 15s and 16s will be grouped together, and then the 17s and 18s will be grouped together. So we'll cover, I mean, practice are going to be covering a lot of the same things, we just do it, you know, with those 2 age groups together.
How much of those Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday are actually skill specific, so hitting, pitching, as opposed to conditioning?
Well, that's a good part of it. Those Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's not like you're going to a conditioning session. Okay, what we do, if you could break it down, you know, if the kids would come in, they do their 15-minute warm-up, you know, which is the same throughout the whole program. After that, we break them out into about 6 different groups. You know, sometimes we do it by position, other times we just count them off, other times, you know, we partner them up. Okay, but about 6 different groups, and then we'd have 6 10-minute rotations. Okay, so it would go, for instance, we would have, you know, a medicine ball thing, okay, and then we'd have a hitting to go with it. So the 2 would go together. So you'd have the conditioning, as you want to phrase it, and then the baseball, skill specific. And then we'd have like a pro agility run, and then we'd work on, you know, moving laterally for ground balls. Okay, so we show them how it applies. You know, how if you get better at this, you'll be a better baseball player, and here's how you do the skill part. You know, here's how you approach it to your glove side, here's how you go after your backhand, you know, after doing an agility run. So everyone is going to cover, you know, skill-specific things. The Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are just going to have that other element that the weekends won't. Did I answer the question? Okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday include pitching skills?
That's all. That has been, and I talked about the survey that I sent out. You know, that was a lot of the feedback that I got. You know, that we neglected that a little bit in lieu of doing some of the more positional stuff. And I know, is he here? TJ, he is there. TJ told the kids before we broke for the summer, he said, hey, you know, I'm going to pick out tonight and we'll get our bullpen work in and get that stuff done. So we are going to give some more attention to that. See if we can group the kids in, especially the kids who are pitchers over position players. You know, even if we have to separate it and say, hey, today go over and focus on that, get your bullpen in. You know, we are going to give more attention to it this year, definitely. Other questions?
How many players do you carry on each team?
That is not in the presentation. Pretty much it works out where it's age equals player. So it's like 15s have 15 players, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, 18. And the reason it's like that is because as you move up, normally you get a few more guys that are just pitcher onlys, and you're not going to tax as many kids that way. You know, they're pitching here, they're pitching there. You need more arms to go into those tournaments. So that's what we found to be a better number.
I know you didn't bring it up at all, but and I'm guessing you do, but in the new place, are you gonna have mounds?
There will be a bullpen area. And the cool thing about this bullpen, we're gonna have it clay, just like the old play ball had. It will have 3 pitching rubbers, you know, whereas the old one had 2. And then beyond where the catcher would squat, you know, you have 150 plus feet behind there to get your long cuts. So if you want to go through a bullpen session, lengthen it out a little bit, you know, we have the ability to do that now.
If you have on the 16U team 16 players, and you have the 8 position players that you think are the best 8 playing most of the time, but you have 5 people who are skilled shortstops, and you're going to select the best one, and 3 catchers, and you're going to select the best one, but you have 16 players who all want to play college baseball, how will the ones that are not getting as much playing time be showcased so the college scouts can see?
That's why actually this past year, going with that approach, you know, there were periods of time with those tribe teams, you know, we only had 12, 13 guys. Because those bottom couple said, hey, I want more playing time on the Indians team. And I guess that's why I'm giving my kind of push for everyone in here to realize that both teams that we're putting out on the field are going to have the same, if you want to call them exposure opportunities, they're going to have the same, opportunity to play baseball. And they're going to have the same opportunity to train for baseball and all that stuff. Going into the season, you know, you have a couple good shortstops, you run a rotation. You know, I would imagine that on those tribe teams, you're probably going to have 4 kids, 5 kids that all are high school shortstops. You know, and last year we had a kid at short, and you'd slide over to second, go to third, kind of rotate the infielders through. And that's what you're going to see that a lot of the better teams are forced to do, you know, because not everybody can stand in the middle of the field. You know, so.
But are you saying you will rotate players and give everybody an opportunity, or are you going to select one person to play primarily each position, and the other people won't necessarily rotate or they'll be playing out of position?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you look at that top 25%, I could do it over all levels. I could do it over all trials that we've ever had. Okay, the common denominator is they all say shortstop, they all say center field, they all say pitcher. If they're left-handed, they all say first base. Okay, because that's just what those kids are. You know, you move up to college, you look to your right and your left, he was a shortstop, I'm a shortstop. The first baseman was a shortstop, you know, in a lot of cases. And I think that's kind of where it has to go. So the team might be made up of all shortstops, you know, and you rotate those guys through. So it's not like one kid's a shortstop, everybody else is sitting, and we have just a third baseman. You know, I'm thinking about we had 6, on our 16U tri team last year, we had 6 shortstops. On the 15s, I mean, probably 5 that will be playing shortstop. But they played second, third, left, you know, kind of moved around. And then got an opportunity to play short on occasion.
Nelson, do players ever, based on performance, start out on either the Tribe or the Indians and cross?
We had a little bit of movement early on last season. And it was more need-based, you know, injury, pitching, something like that. But I think I can tell you, I have a pretty good grasp on, you know, just the data, the numbers, you know, what they show. And that's kind of what we went with.